Today we are chatting about touring. More specifically, packing for touring. More specifically, packing for touring for extended periods of time when you still have limited baggage options. For context, and for those who aren't aware, my name is Monique. I am a tech. I work in live production, and I'm currently working in musical theatre in Australia on Tina the Tina Turner musical. We have been in Sydney for the last 10 months, and we are about to go on the rest of the tour, which will make us move city to city quite rapidly, especially in comparison to what we have been doing, for the next 14 months. For the next 14 months, I will be living out of suitcases. I have always had people comment on how little I take with me when I go on tour, how little I pack when I go away places, and so I wanted to kind of give you an insight into how I pack on the more minimal side. And I say on the more minimal side because I'm still taking so much stuff. But I remember the first time I sat down to pack all my stuff up to go on tour, and I wanted to have a little bit of a breakdown because I had no fucking clue what to take, what I was doing. I took a bunch of stuff that I didn't need. I didn't bring things that I did need. And so now that I'm at the point where I'm sitting down to pack again to go back on tour, I thought that I would take you along for the packing journey. I was going to kind of vlog every single step of the process, but it was so mentally draining that I would have had a breakdown on camera. So instead, we're doing this little A-roll B-roll situation where I am showing you what I'm packing, but I'm also just going to talk to you. Over the next 14 months, I will relocate to 4 different cities in Australia, and I will also be visiting 2 international countries. There may be other visits to other cities in Australia as well in that time, but those are the ones that I know for sure I will be doing and that this packing has to go towards. Obviously, I own more than the things that I'm going to be taking. If you look at where I'm sitting, you can see that. What you do with the things that you own when you go on tour that are things that you can't take with you is really a choice you have to make. The first time that I went on tour, I got rid of everything. I didn't know when the end of the tour was going to be. My plan at the time was to keep touring, so I got rid of my apartment. I packed up all my stuff and put it into storage, all my furniture, all my books, all that kind of stuff I packed and put away. But luckily for me at this point in time, this apartment will still exist. Ty will still be living here while I go away on tour, so I will be leaving a lot of my stuff here, which is great for me as it removes not only a whole other bunch of packing that I would have to do, but also a lot of concern about where things are going to be and where I end up potentially at the end of the tour. I know some people who leave their stuff in storage with their families, whether they put it in a storage place in the city they live in, whether they keep their home apartment and pay for rent in multiple places as they tour. That is up for you to decide what works best for you and what is possible for you. Personally, my stuff's staying here in the apartment and I'm taking with me on tour what I need. As I said, multiple people have made comments to me in the past about the fact that I don't bring a lot of stuff with me when I tour. I don't tour a lot of clothes, and that is because the way that I pack minimally is being so incredibly realistic about what I'm going to actually need and wear. A lot of the ability for me to pack minimally is just reflected in the kind of style that I have anyway, which is that I'm very much somebody who kind of just repeats the same outfit every single day, or the same kinds of outfits every single day that apply to both my work and my outside of work life. If you are somebody who really loves to give a look on an occasion, who likes to go out and dress up, that might be a little bit more difficult for you. But even in those settings, I like to personally acquire clothing that I find quite versatile because I don't like owning a lot of clothes. I also use packing to go away for tour as an opportunity to look through my clothing and go, okay, what have I not touched in the last 6 months? And if I haven't touched it in the last 6 months, and there's not a very good reason why, I will donate it. I will get rid of it. The reality of my schedule is that if I have an event, it's an opening night, which I will have a specific outfit for. And then on a regular day-to-day basis, I am either just adjusting for temperature, wearing predominantly black for work and for my personality, and comfort is always my main priority. The older I get, the more comfortable I get in just refusing to wear things that make me uncomfortable. My least favorite thing is to be adjusting clothing as I'm wearing it and have that be the thing that I'm doing all night. So I will always prioritize being comfortable. That is just my preference. One of my goals for this year is to try and incorporate a little bit of getting dressed up for things if I want to, stepping out of my comfort zone in that way, but obviously that has to be done within reason. In terms of bags that I'm taking, like I said, I'm going away for 14 months. This is a weird amount of packing. It's not just you take the clothes you need for the 2 weeks that you're going away to somewhere. This is what I need for my everyday lifestyle, for all my hobbies, for what I wear kind of packing. In this setting, I will have 4 bags that I'm taking with me. 2 of them will be transported by the show, and 2 of them I will take with me overseas before I then head to the next city for work. I'm going to go through with you what is in every single one of these cases and what I am taking. The first thing that is going with the show is my work Pelican. This is taking a lot of my work gear and a lot of my content stuff that I don't need immediately. As well as this, I like to send a couple of workwear things with that Pelican, partially because I will always leave a suit at work so I can just slip it on over whatever outfit I'm wearing and I'm good to go for work, but also because for bump-in, I would like to just have some clothing options on site just in case. Next, going with the show is a suitcase that the show will transport for me. This will include the overflow of things that I could not fit to take with me and don't immediately need, and also things that I will only need for certain events. For example, I'm sending 2 opening night dresses with this suitcase. Yes, I already have my opening night dresses. I will do a video at some point in this year about opening nights as a crew member, because the process of finding an outfit, getting dressed up, and feeling good in an event like that with such limited time for us is incredibly overwhelming. As well as this, I'm sending like boots that I don't want to take with me overseas because they're heavy and take up space that I want to use for other things. Jackets that I'm not going to need yet in Abu Dhabi or in Perth, but that I will need in Adelaide and that I will need in Melbourne at the end of the year. And also things that I can't take on flights because of what they are, like shampoos, that kind of thing. For the bags that I am taking with me on the flights, with me to Abu Dhabi, then with me to Perth for work, I will be taking both a check-in and a carry-on. That's it. Just one check-in, just one carry-on. My check-in will have all of the things that I need to immediately do, all of the things that I need to immediately entertain myself or make content, since I will be filming while I'm over in Abu Dhabi. As well as this, I'm also taking an emergency outfit, just in case. Just in case I need a change while I'm on the journey there, or just in case my suitcase, God forbid, gets lost. For my big check-in bag, that will have all of my clothing in it for the next 14 months. I've been super realistic with myself about what I actually wear and what I am actually going to make use of. I honestly think I could have been harsher in this process, but there are things that are in there that I really want to start wearing, so I've included those as well as a bit of a kick in the ass to do it. This suitcase contains only clothing and a pair of slides. For this pack, I used packing cubes for the first time, which was insane and I love so much. Not only does it make it really easy to organize everything into separate cases, spaces, but it really helps you to pack everything into the suitcase. I've never had a suitcase pack before where I've put so much in and I've been able to just close it and zip it up instead of having to do the like lay on top, crunch your body, WWE zip up my bag by throwing my whole body weight on it. Everything just fits so neatly, everything is categorized and compartmentalized, and also the suitcases that I have had a thing on top to kind of like flatten everything out, which is really cool. And that is everything that I'm taking with me on tour. If you have any questions about this process or you have any advice, please leave it in the comments below. I may potentially do an update at the end of the year about how this packing went, whether there's things that I wished I'd taken, whether there's things that I did not use and could have left behind. I'm really excited to take you with me on a whole bunch of touring this year. Make sure you're following me on Instagram where I'll be posting more regular updates about where we are and what we're doing. I will see you on tour.